Hello from the land of TV. This is King Cool, and welcome to the Toast Reviews. For those of you who don't know how this works, I have just watched a movie and I got some toast. I'm going to toast it up, and I'm going to finish talking about the movie before my toast is done. I do this so I don't go on forever. But you might notice it's a little dark in here right now. Today, the day I post this video, I believe it's the 18th. Yes, the 18th. Is the day that many websites are voluntarily blacking out their websites to protest the Stop Online Piracy Act and the Protect IP Act. Well, I mean, I don't think YouTube's going down. And I was originally going to be like, okay, I'm not going to put up a video, but I'm like, no, that would be a lame-ass way to do it. So instead, I have turned off the power. So, yeah, we're going to see. If you guys don't know about the SOPA and PIPA, I'm sure there's a million things you'll learn about today when you see Wikipedia's not there. And those of you watching this video 2 years from now, you're going to be like, people are concerned about that. Don't they know that in 2012 Quetzalcoatl returned and sent us all to hell? Anyway, today I'm going to be reviewing Conan O'Brien Can't Stop, the documentary. And in the toaster, I got a flashlight here, so hang on. Here we go. In the toaster, I have cinnamon raisin bagels. I don't want to waste the batteries, but here we go. Okay, this is a documentary that started filming right after Jay Leno took the Tonight Show back from Conan O'Brien. And I said, actually, in my very, very first toast review in Cars, that I don't really have any hate for Jay Leno. A lot of people are just like, oh, screw that guy. I'm sort of like, you know what, I'm not gonna... I can see how you can get in a situation like that when you're still trying to be a nice guy. Well, because he's like, okay, I'm going to give it the Tonight Show. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to do a show ahead of his. And he's like, that's not going to work. I remember him talking about that. That's not going to work. No, we're going to these metrics. It'll work. Okay. And then like, all right, we're going to move your show to 11:30. He's like, I don't want to do that. Okay, I guess. I mean, if he had to, of course, at any point he could have taken a stand and have been like, no, I'm not gonna hurt my boy Conan like that. But I don't think they're boys in that sense. That really isn't irrelevant, because once that's done in like the first minute of the movie, it's all about the tour that Conan O'Brien developed, because he signed a contract that said he could not be funny on TV, film, or the internet, but it did not say anything about live performances. And I don't know if that was deliberate or not. It might have just been an oversight, which I would think would be hilarious. It's not really specified. But they start this sort of musical tour where it's Conan, Andy, and the, as they called them then, because Max Weinberg's not in the band at that point, the legally prohibited band, who then became the Basic Cable Band. And this is nothing against Max Weinberg, because I can see why he's just like, no, I'm not gonna, I want to live in New York. If I'm not doing the Tonight Show, I'm gonna live in New York. It's like, I can totally see that. But it is a very sort of fly-in-the-wall documentary. I'm going to go out and say, I love this. I mean, but Conan O'Brien is one of three people who are the most important to me as far as what I think is funny. Who it's Conan O'Brien, Bill Watterson, and my father are all the three most important men who influenced my sense of humor. So, I mean, but that's the thing, is like, I guess I could say Conan O'Brien is sort of the closest thing I would have to a hero, but I don't really think of it like that. I'm just like, or an idol or something, but I don't really use terms like that, because when I decided to watch this one, because it's been in my queue for a while, when a friend of mine had a sort of a falling out with another famous comedian. I'm not going to say who, because in the grand scheme of things, in my opinion, this little punch-up that this guy had when he had it wasn't with my friend, it was with someone else. This whole issue, and it's like, okay, this seems like such a tiny little thing. It shouldn't even be a single page, or it would even be referenced in the book of his life. But let me see how it's doing here. Okay, but when he's like, oh geez, and it actually, someone else, the reason it got popular was, and actually this guy retweeted a report from that thing where he's like, some other comedian went out and said, yeah, I saw what happened, and, like, I'm sorry, I used to admire you, but now I really can't. And, you know, it just sort of spread from there, and it was like, okay, maybe the problem is like, this guy, this comedian, who I'm not going to name, is a human, and occasionally he loses his patience or something. Oh gosh, oh golly. It's not like he said something unforgivable like Michael Richards. Which, even that whole thing, I'm just sort of like, that thing just made me worried. I'm like, man, am I just going to lose it and say something horrid? And at least for me, I'm like, okay, when I'm angry, I tend to say things that are true. I'm just like, okay, this is what I honestly think. I wouldn't blurt out something racist, because I don't think I have any of that. I mean, I was born in 1983. What do you want? I never heard nothing about that. I'm getting off track. But I think what it is a lot of times you see Conan O'Brien just brutally antagonize some people. His assistant, his writers. Now, I don't mean antagonize like, you didn't do the coffee right. What I mean is that he just ribs them just constantly. And people around him and everything. And also himself. But I think what it is that some people are going to be like, oh, Conan O'Brien's an asshole. It's like, Conan O'Brien is not an asshole. Conan O'Brien is an ass. And there's a distinction. He's an ass because he's just doing things and silly things to make laughs. He's almost like a jester or something. He's just constantly saying things. And the whole point of this documentary is he's like, okay, I'm going to be, once he lost the Tonight Show, literally, he says in the thing, he's like, okay, the day I lost the Tonight Show, I was like, okay, I gotta do something else. What am I gonna do? And, because he's been on TV for 15 years now, and he's done things in show business for like 25. He's like, what am I gonna do? I guess I'm gonna do something else where I can, you know, be the funny guy. And the thing is, I highly recommend this, because this, I don't think this was made by anyone related to Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien's not listed as a producer or anything on it, so I don't think he had any say in what went in or what down, although he is aware he's being photographed, which is just one of those things. It's not like Candid Camera or something, you know, where it's just like you don't know. But I recommend this because it's just a good old regular documentary. And it's like, documentaries have just fallen way, way astray. At this point, they are now completely lost with stupid fucking shit. By the way, if you like to hear Conan O'Brien say the F word, go ahead and watch this, because you hear him say it a couple times. It is an R-rated movie, but only for language. Nobody gets naked or anything. But bleeding, it's just stupid fucking shit like Super Size Me, where it's like, I've got a big axe to grind, or I'm going to create an axe to grind, or it's like, I'm going to do a movie about Walmart, or debt, or the banks, or the MPAA. My friend wants me to watch this film. It's not yet rated, but I just don't want to if it's in that same spirit, because I have no use for these stupid hyper axe grindy fucking documentaries. I just want ones that just show things that happen while they happen, because that's probably the most honest way to do it. And this is one of them, and it's really good. I recommend it to anyone, even if you're not a fan of Conan. In fact, if you're not a fan of Conan, I'd be interested in what you think. It's gonna be done by now. Okay, hang on. Well. Yeah, doesn't really work. I'll still eat it. Give me here. So anyway, that's it from me. If you got something you want me to watch, just tell me. It's just me. I'll watch stuff if you want. But I gotta go eat a bunch of this ice cream that's in the freezer because it's gonna go bad. So I got a lot to do. So thank you for watching. This is King Cool, and please drive home safe.